Hi, I want to welcome Claudia Hershner. She's a good friend of mine and a photographer. And Claudia, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Claudia. Hello. Last name Hershner. Yes. I mostly work out of Cincinnati, Ohio, although I travel for different projects as well. I work as a commercial photographer. So that means I work with businesses. I work with companies to produce different types of imagery, whether, it's product or it's lifestyle with models in environments or in studio settings or styled lifestyle environments. But I also do like production and art direction for video projects and also still photography projects where I'm not the photographer, maybe somebody else is. And then just art direction in general as well for different things here and there. But yeah, so that's what I do. So I'm helping Michelle today with different tips and tricks and just a deep dive into lighting and all the things you would want to consider when doing things like this or building out your Zoom room. So I actually have my lavalier mics hooked up to the table with gaff tape, but um, we were going to use those today, and they actually captured sound really well earlier when I tested them. They just, I think, to work with Zoom, you have to be using them on a laptop and not an iPad, because what happens is it cuts the sound coming out of the iPad. It wants to come through the mic and
Right.
not through the actual iPad itself. So then I would have to be wearing speakers or like headphones or some sort of
Right.
bi source to bring the sound out, and that wasn't helpful in the time aspect that we have. So I just like took it out. But that means now that since I'm not using it, I can actually show it to you guys, and that's great. So let me like take one of these off. The one I'm using today, it's a Ceramonic. So Ceramonic is nice. It actually has and comes with 3 different types of inputs. So the one I have hooked up to it is a lightning cable, but it actually comes with a USB to USB-C and a USB-C to USB-C. So what's great is, if you're using it with a laptop, if you're using it with your iPad or your iPhone or just something different completely, you can probably work with it. And this one actually has 2 mics hooked up to it. They both come with little clips. They're so cute. They're so cute and tiny. And I was actually surprised at how long the cable is. It's really long. So I was able to plug it into the iPad and bring it all down the table. So if you're concerned about, sound input and your layout and setup, and if it can extend far enough, I thought it did a pretty good job. But yeah, it's got this little inconspicuous thing here. It's kind of nice. It's got a little baby clip. Yeah, it does a pretty good job. But if you had 2 people speaking, you know,
Right.
you could clip them both. So I thought that was really nice. And it also has like a little control cord for volume. So you can do that there. But yeah, it's pretty simple. And this is probably about what was, oh, I got it for 160, which, for sound control, if it's important, that's not a bad price. But I would recommend only doing that if you're going to have good sound quality, especially if you're maybe working with some sort of maybe music aspect or commenting on that. But also, it's really, really important if you have to cancel out ambient noise.
Right.
So if you have dogs, and like me, like I have 3 dogs barking right now, and you may be able to hear them. I don't know, but I can. And yeah, if you're going to have to do several different types of meetings and you're worried about your kids or your dogs or just, the garbage truck outside or something else, especially if you rely on window light and you can't control if somebody's going to drive by, somebody's car alarm is going to go off, like it
Right.
might be going off for like 10 minutes before.
Partners.
Yes, all these things, lawnmowers, like all that stuff. I think that this is a worthwhile investment, especially if you're going to have to do board meetings or keynotes or anything regularly that's kind of higher level, and you want to minimize distractions as much as possible. Lavaliers are going to be great for that. So yeah, That's basically all my noise and audio talk.